We're coming up to a big day for you, 25th of May. What does it mean for you?
It means a lot because we are finally getting the single data protection law into application. That means everyone really can use its new rights and can better enforce data protection in a digital life.
Businesses always scream and shout that Europe is killing them with regulation. What sort of a burden will this present to large and indeed small companies?
Of course, it is always a burden if you change laws, but what we are doing here is replacing 28 different laws for the European market by one single set of rules. So that's reducing bureaucracy. And in particular, we are also bringing up new measures to reduce the burden when there's a low risk of personal data processing. When there's a small company not profiling people, you don't need to do impact assessments or to have a data protection officer, and that is important. And of course, for smaller companies, it is true that if they follow the data protection and privacy rules in their member state today, they won't get any problem with the GDPR because it's not substantially changing the provisions and rules on privacy.
You've captured the public imagination with this. There's even an award-winning documentary, Democracy, on this very subject. How did you get involved with that?
There was a documentary team who would like to film an EU legislation process, and that started in 2012 when the Commission proposal on the data protection regulation was published. And they were following us for around 3 years to capture a little bit how the European Parliament and the Council are negotiating EU laws, in particular this data protection law. So everybody who would like to understand where we come from and how these things go on can watch this documentary.
So you can watch the blow-by-blow account. But you're also involved with the e-privacy issue and how that develops in future. How does that fit in with what you've currently succeeded in getting onto the legislative book?
With the general data protection regulation, we now really have a single standard for data protection, but there is a field which is specifically regulated, and that is telecommunications data. And therefore, we will need also to harmonize these laws on e-privacy. And I hope that we can do that as quickly as possible in order to also make a consistent set of rules for data protection.